Let heaven rejoice and earth be glad. Let all creation.
All right.
Okay,
So-
edit that.
So when I joined the funeral industry in 2021,
I wasn't as fat.
no, you've always been as sexy as ever. Everyone that I worked with took me under their wing and made me feel welcome, but no one more so than this lovely young man sitting next to me. I know him as Marky Boy. Mark Murray is his name, and I'm very grateful that he is willing to share a bit of wisdom with us today, because I know he's not generally one that loves the attention and the camera. So thank you, Mark. Firstly, when did you get into the funeral industry?
Well, if we're going to speak words of wisdom, let's just let it be. Crikey. Sorry, what was the question? Last century, back in the mid-80s.
How did you get into it?
By accident. Got fed up with the corporate life, the big money earning executive pay packets with all the pressure. I burnt out, so I walked away from that job in the automotive industry. Just answered an ad in the Sun, which is a newspaper. Just answered that ad, went in for the interview, knew I had it straight away, and here I am all these years later with grey hair and a tummy.
Can you tell us a little bit about what was the funeral industry like when you started back in the mid-80s versus now?
It wasn't as complex, it was more simplified. There was no such thing as computers, phones, iPads, whatever. Everything was recorded on paper. As far as the industry is concerned, the basics have not changed one little bit. It is what it is. The cars of yesteryear were like driving billy carts compared to the cars we're running around in today. I'm blessed with a really nice one at the moment. You've only got one chance at this job and you've got no room for mistakes because it can be catastrophic outcomes. So you have to be mentally on the ball, and intelligence has got nothing. You could be the most academic person in the whole world, the greatest professor of the universe. You need a lot of common sense because things change in a matter of seconds. You've got to be able to work it out very quickly.
We were just talking with a couple of the girls in the cafe earlier, and Mark's got a reputation for himself that if you've got Mark on your service, nothing can possibly go wrong.
Fool them.
Your knowledge and experience is always, well appreciated by your colleagues and the families. So you sort of said that you more or less stumbled into the industry. You responded to an ad. You were sort of fed up with the corporate job that you were in beforehand. But someone doesn't stay in an industry and with the one company for close to 40 years. What was it about this industry that's actually kept you here for so long?
Certainly the people, the communities. Every day in this industry, if you do what I do, like hearse driving and that, something different. It's a refreshed day every day. Every family, every funeral service has its own DNA.
When you look back at your career, what are some of the fondest, most fond memories that you have working in funeral?
The day me bum cheeks, when I bent down to pick up the lowering tape to lower the coffin into the ground, and my pants went rip. And my beautiful red jocks and my cheeky cheeks were staring everyone in the face. Yeah, was I embarrassed? Yeah, but what can you do? Feeling that wind on my backside was quite refreshing. Every day's a new day. What was the question? My fondest memories is being on high profile funerals, state funerals. I'll keep that private.
I'll ask one more question and then I'll put you out of your misery.
Hallelujah.
So let's say there was someone watching this that was a youngster and they're thinking about getting into funerals. What advice would you have for them?
You've got to have the right DNA, so to speak. You have to have that caring aspect, be a team player. If you're after the money side of things, unless you're the owner or the corporate executive, you don't do it for the money. It's a special person does this job. You don't need to be an academic. As I said earlier, you need common sense and practicality. You need to be fast thinking because things can happen at the most split second and you've got to be able to respond professionally. Yeah, look, for a young person to come into it today, there's definitely job security. Don't look at it as a job, look at it as a vocation. I was going to be in the automotive trade. I was going to be a rock and roll person. I was going to be a greatest recording engineer next to George Martin, No, I was an Undertaker. Go figure. How does that work?
Well, you're a bloody good one at that. So you're still a rock god as far as I'm concerned. Is there anything else that you want to talk about as far as your time in funerals goes?
Well, my time's coming to an end. I raised my family thanks to where I work, and I never had to worry about being unemployed ever and looking for another job. Sure, it was hard. There was times I just about picked up my boots and cried and wanted, you can shove it, you know. I see your way through that. It's been fantastic, you know. To start off as a young buck and then come out the other end of it and head into retirement, it's been an amazing life. It makes you grow as a person, not only outwardly,
Yeah.
in the tummy, no, here, and it makes you really respect people. And I just can't figure out why people focus on negative. I've been truly blessed, and if you're doing it for money, it's not the job for you. You've got to have it here. It's hard to explain. It's a spirit.
Well said, my friend. Mark, you've been an amazing colleague. I've been blessed to work with you, but more importantly,
good on you,
I'm
Mikey.
blessed to call you one of my good friends. And I'm sure I can speak on behalf of anyone that's worked with you, or even all the thousands of families that you would have served. You're truly a legend in your own right.
In closing, I really appreciate that. And I never got to meet the big rock stars and all that, but Metro Mike here, Mike Metro. Love you long time.
Love you.